Dead On with Randy Ulmer, brought to you by Hoyt.
Now, as we all know, the most important way to know that our arrows are all going to hit in the same spot is to group them. And there are certain things that you can do before you group your arrows that will help you save time when you are shooting arrows and group them. There are things that you can do to make them all hit in the same spot. Now, obviously, you check them all for straightness. You check them all for spine to make sure they have a consistent spine. And on Easton arrows, this is kind of a moot point. They almost all have exactly the same spine and exactly the same straightness because their tolerances are so close. But what I used to do is I used to shoot them all through paper after I fletched them. Well, what happens is there are very, very small differences in the way they go through paper, and obviously you're looking for a bullet hole. But the fletching cutting through paper sometimes hid exactly how the shaft was going through paper, and the fletching also helped straighten out the arrow as it was going through paper before it went through the paper. So what I've started doing, and the whole point of this tip, is I've started shooting the whole dozen arrows through paper before I fletch them, and you can see exactly what arrow is doing. And most of the time with these Easton arrows, I'll have a few that are just barely off. So I rotate the nock a quarter turn and shoot them through paper until they're all shooting a perfect bullet hole through paper. Now if I do that and I weigh them and they're all weigh within 0.2 grains of each other, my arrows are pretty much all gonna group the same. Every once in a while you have a flyer, but if you do all that before you group your arrows, it's going to be a lot faster and a lot less headache to make sure they're all hitting in the same spot.